We're talking to our keynote speakers, two participants of the conference, and also to our official conference chair, Arjuna Chala. You're with HPCC Systems, and you're our official chair. Every conference needs an official chair. How's that working out for you? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been seeing different kind of keynotes. We were talking about how data affects our everyday life, and then you represent HPCC system and the platform, and this also helps analyzing all that data, right? You gave a wonderful example about how it helps, like for instance, with insurance fraud, or by giving the broader context, the wider picture. How would you like to evolve on this, connecting all these researchers and having them see how the HPCC system can help them?
Absolutely. In short, HPCC Systems is a big data analytics platform. That said, for researchers, it can be a very simple and easy to use platform to gather the data, process it by cleaning the data, then performing complex analytic steps on that. So one of the things that I'm going to do tomorrow in my presentation is that we're going to talk through some use cases specifically of what we do at LexisNexis, which is LexisNexis is the parent company that owns the HPCC Systems platform. One of the use cases involves insurance fraud, where an insurance company engaged us to detect fraud. They had some data points. They knew it was fraud, but they did not know who was creating the fraud.
Yeah, they didn't have the entire picture.
Right, they did not have the entire picture. They had individual points, about 10 individual points, and they provided us this 10 individual points, and they said, can you help us? And we took the 10 individual points and then literally sprayed it on top of our social network graph. And what that did is very clearly indicated all the relationships between these individuals, and they're actually the clear ringleader who was organizing this fraud.
I can imagine it would be like turning on the light, and then you suddenly you see how it's working.
Yeah, many people think of it as magic, but it's really not.
It's
magic.
data.
Exactly.
That would be a cool phrase for a T-shirt. It's not magic, stupid. It's data.
That's right, and also the lot of processing that has gone on behind the scenes to make the data intelligent, right? And that is build all the interconnections and the social network graph and the attributes that make sense to the analyst once they use it on top of another data set.
So from which kind of keynotes and connections and dialogue, we have a lot of dialogue during these conferences, which are the ones that you learn from, or that you get enthusiastic about, maybe because you feel like you can connect it to your company, or maybe you're learning just because it's a total different topic?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love technology, especially the future technologies, because that's what I do as a daily job. In fact, in LexisNexis and HPC Systems, we are looking at how to make this platform better and better. And one of the key things that we are working internally is on the IoT space, and quite a lot of the conversations that are going on here today.
IoT, yeah.
Today was in the IoT space. There's one specific person who was talking about, how to optimize electricity and power consumption using IoT technologies, and that was very impressive in the sense that it was so simple to understand, but at the same time we could see how data could be made powerful and brought together to consume or constrain energy use so that it is very efficient.
This is where data is really affecting our day-to-day life and helping us to make solutions for very big problems that we're facing when we look at the future, right?
Absolutely, and one of the things that we think is, for example, another example is driver behavior. Right now, the driver behavior is based on historic information, in the sense, for example, how many accidents that you have had, how many DUIs you have had, or how many tickets have you received from the police. So now I think in the future that is going to change, where you're really looking at the behavior of that person in the future, in the sense okay, you'll give him a premium as an insurance company. You'll say, okay, this is your starting premium, but if you behave well in the next month, as far as your driving behavior is concerned, we're going to slowly reduce your premium. So that is what is being incorporated not only in this particular field, but also, for example, healthcare as well. If you exercise well, if you follow these diet constraints, this is what is going to happen, and this is how your healthcare cost is going to come down.
Fair enough that this is also where, for some people, is where it gets scary because they think, okay, if you turn the light on, some people don't want the companies or businesses to see everything with the light on. So this is an interesting. Is there still privacy on your perspective?
Absolutely, and all the data that we deal is really public records data. In fact, we have thousands of people, court runners, going to the courthouses and gathering this data. That is already public records information from the courthouses, plus all the driver motor vehicle groups in the states where they gather all the accident information and police citation information. So it's all public records data. It's a very hard job to actually gather this data and bring it all together, and that is a great job that we do very well at LexisNexis.
I want to thank you so much, Arjuna Chala.